3 months ago, Egan Tigman made a great video on YouTube titled Scooby-Doo, Where Are You in Springtrapped? A very impressive project that he did with extremely limited resources and netting massive success. Due to his limited resources and the fact that this was just a project for fun essentially, he did use some AI voices in the original video. And while most people loved the project, there were some on Twitter specifically that sent him overt hate because of the AI voices. And even some notable voice actors got involved, trying to blacklist him from the entire industry. In particular, Grey DeLisle, who is one of the VAs for Daphne, was extremely upset by that video, and she was one of the people who basically tried to blacklist him from the industry, according to my recollection. This actually got her a ton of backlash, and even some of the people who said that they understand and agree with her concerns said that she was handling it in an extremely unprofessional manner. Ultimately, all of this led to Egan redubbing the Springtrapped video with actual voice actors. If I also recall, I do believe Egan said something along the lines of he always would have preferred to have used actual voice actors if he had the budget for it, if it wasn't just, some fan project he was doing with, as mentioned, extremely low resources, basically all on his own. However, it did end up working out, and now both versions are on YouTube, the original and the updated version from just a few weeks ago. However, despite that, many people still have a lingering distaste towards the English voice acting community over how much hate was sent to Egan over the original video. It's important to note that, of course, there are plenty of cool English VAs, some who probably helped work on the second version of the video, for example, and some others who I'm sure you could think of. However, all that said, as mentioned just a moment ago, there's still now this lingering distaste that many people have towards the English voice acting industry / community. And it doesn't help that that industry and community already has quite a number of controversies from past situations as well, this just being one of the more recent ones. All of that leading us to this tweet with over 25,000 likes from November 28th, which reads, "The Scooby-Doo fan animation Springtrapped has been re-uploaded and redubbed with official voice actors. You can watch and support the video here." In the comments specifically, we can see examples of how this discourse still seems to have people split on the topic, with one of the top responses reading from Devin. "That's fantastic. I'm glad to see they didn't let such a misstep and so much undeserved hate stop them." A response to that from Logan saying misstep, quoting the other person, and adding, "Bro, y'all legit threw him into the dirt for daring to use AI voices because he couldn't afford one. Don't pat yourselves on the back thinking you did a good thing. Y'all handled it like a bully mob." The OP also responding to that comment saying, "Me too, the animation is beautiful." And someone else pointing out that use of the word misstep. A different top response essentially talks about how Egan did not have to redub the entire video, but that he did, and that hiring VAs is not cheap, but thankfully he was able to get it done. With the OP responding, saying, "A lot of VAs, I assume the ones that landed the gigs, offered to do this for free for him." This is where things got a bit more divisive between people, where Dr. Meme Man responds saying, "But even then, most VAs and artists would want compensation rather than quote-unquote exposure in most cases. It was only after he posted that people stepped up to do it for free, which is contrary to the belief of what artists would actually want out of it, money." MT saying, "I'm pretty sure that was the problem that the original guy ran into. VAs wanted to get paid for their work. The dude had no money to pay people, resorted to using AI instead. There is a legit debate to be had on AI usage when it comes to people who can't pay for VAs." EOS responding to that tweet from MT saying, "The rule of thumb is if you want to put something into your art, but can't afford to pay someone, you do it yourself, or get your friends." MT responding back saying, "I think that's also why people paused and gave it a second look. He was doing some VA himself, he also got his brother to do someone, and he used whatever money he had for Shaggy, and then he just ran out of other people to use." And finally, someone else here chiming in saying, 2 out of 2. And what makes it even more ridiculous is that this is a fan project, nothing official. The guy can do whatever the heck he wants. Now, going back to this initial tweet about the re-release that we started with, other responses to that include, "He really didn't deserve the hate, and honestly, I lost any respect I had for Grey Griffith," I believe that's supposed to be Grey DeLisle, "because she was such a bully about it." And a response from Jack saying, "Oh, shut up. Every single one of you bullied him so hard for a non-profit work demonstration. Dude had zero dosh, zero connections, completely self-contained, made a fun crossover project. forced to apologize over literally nothing. You're all jokes. Right below that, Bacon saying, I feel like there was no need to change anything, although VA's responses to the OG video has fueled my hatred for actors and Hollywood as a whole. One of the top quote tweets with 2,600 plus likes, reading, remember the time Grey DeLisle got mad about this only to accidentally spend hundreds of dollars on AI art because she didn't recognize it as such? That was a crazy twist of fate, where shortly after Grey gave Egan so much backlash over AI, she had made this tweet, saying, I've got a brand new Daphne print at my signing table by David Smith. Give them a follow and come see me this weekend in that location for a hug and an autograph. Just to be clear, I don't believe Grey knew that she was buying AI. It was like an unintentional mistake. As mentioned, though, it was just like a crazy twist of fate, where she ended up wasting money on that and not even noticing that it was AI until people pointed it out, pointing out weird inconsistencies with things in Daphne herself and also like the odd people in the background, and also the fact that it's literally called like Neural Emporium, which is in of itself likely a reference to a neural network and artificial intelligence. I've got a longer segment going over that entire situation if you're curious about more details on that one, and I'll link it in the description. Now, moving on. This quote tweet has over 7,400 likes, and this one reads, the way the voice acting community handled this was so freaking damaging. I can understand why creators go to AI now, and none of them apologized or tried to understand where the creator was coming from, just decided to blacklist him. So abysmal. That tweet got a response from Tubby, who actually got a response from Grey. Let's take a look. Tubby had said, was it really the whole community? I remember it just being Grey DeLisle, and yes, I hate that she never apologized. She felt no need to because she was quote-unquote defending herself. I lost all respect for her. Grey responding and saying, I did apologize. The animator and I are cool now, and he made a way better shirt using actual humans, and I helped promote it. This story had a happy ending. I'm nice, I swear. Other people were not really having it, though. This response from Freddy saying, show us the apology then. We all saw you dragging his name through the mud and blacklist him in public, and then your video trying to justify it. But we never saw a video, tweet, or screenshot of you being sorry, essentially. Tubby then responds saying, yeah, no one wants to believe Grey's nice more than me, but it's weird how nothing from that apology was made public. Maybe it was agreed to not make it public? Either way, I'm going to try to forget this event. I don't want to be judgy. I just hope no other person in the industry has such an extreme reaction towards independent animators doing something quote-unquote wrong again. To be fair to Egan, I don't believe he needed her help promoting the video, considering that his initial video, without any of her help or anything, achieved almost 2 million views on YouTube. Still, to be fair to Grey as well, she did make this tweet saying, a few months ago, I kind of freaked out when AI voices were used for an indie Scooby-Doo project because there are so many folks trying to get into voiceovers, but the animator decided to redub it with human actors, and it's truly wonderful. Thank you, Egan. Adding, to be clear, I wasn't involved. I don't do non-union work, but I'm just glad that they gave some up-and-coming human voice actors a chance. Moving on, though, regarding the alleged apology, it seems many people feel similar ways. For example, on the recent Springtrapped video, the re-upload, this is one of the top comments that reads, I honestly feel that Grey DeLisle owes the creator of this project an immense apology. Reaching out and requesting the removal of an AI voice impersonation is completely fair. That is her craft, and her concerns about it being replicated over the web for free are 100% founded. But the vicious and vindictive way she went about it was completely uncalled for and unprofessional. This is a small amateur creator, almost half her age. They didn't know any better. A woman who has been in the industry for as long as she has should have been far more acquainted with more tasteful and rational means of dealing with these kinds of situations. And that's not even getting into how she tried to frame it as SA. The last part there about, as that person said, her trying to frame it as SA, I believe they are referencing a TikTok video that she later made addressing the situation. And that was months ago when this all kind of kicked off. Someone else had asked, did she not apologize? I was certain she had. Granted, apologies don't generate interest the same way drama does, so even if she did, most people would never know. If I recall, and again, some of this stuff happened about 3 months ago, I do believe Egan mentioned that she reached out to apologize in private. Now, it seems like many people, even still, even if they know that, aren't happy with that apology, given how she publicly said many things about this guy and essentially tried to blacklist him, ruin his career, etc., however you want to phrase it. Seems people would appreciate a public apology from her, not something that she's seemingly trying to dodge and only handling in private after she handled everything else so publicly. The comments we went over in this video are of course ultimately just a small sample size, however, they do give you a general consensus of how people still feel about this entire situation. And as mentioned at the very start, this lingering distaste many now have to the VA industry. That said, I did see some more independent English voice actors standing up for Egan and actually criticizing the way many in the English voice acting community handled this situation. That's it for this segment. Consider letting me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and thank you so much for tuning in. Also consider liking or subscribing if you enjoyed this coverage, and if you ever want to hang out live, consider checking out my VTuber account in the description, and I'll be live this week. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one.